Will the children of the night scare the living shit out of you? I don't know. Let's find out. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 12 here on the 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, day 12 is here, and I've got another film here from Artspoitation Films. Like I said before, becoming one of my favorite, releasing companies, distribution companies, because I love me some foreign films, and they find really, really obscure films from all over the world and release them for us, for our viewing pleasures. And yeah, so this one right here is an Argentina film, released in 2014. Also, of course, released in 2015 on media here in America, or here in Region 1, and it's called Children of the Night. This one is also known as Limbo. I believe that's the original Argentinian title of the film, so also known as Limbo. Directed by Yvonne Noel. Don't really know much about the guy, but yeah. When I first read the synopsis on the back, I was not intrigued very much. The first line says, "Let the right one in meets Twilight in this darkful, funny tale about a colony of child vampires." I was like, oh man, I really got to stop reading. That didn't really do it for me, but getting into the plot of this one, it basically centers around your main character, Alicia. She's a reporter. She gets the scoop that, where she gets this idea that she wants to go out to this colony. She hears about this colony where it houses nothing but children. Apparently these children have some type of skin disease there, and it's out in the woods, secluded from society and stuff, so she's very intrigued by this. She wants to go see what the actual deal is. So she takes her and her cameraman out there and, to go and do some interviews with the children, and also this headmaster that runs the colony. It's like this old nurse. She's very religious, and what she does, she's not only the caretaker and the nurse, but she's also kind of the religious figure there too. She likes to, kind of teach the children about Catholic religion and other, sorts of religions and stuff like that. So that's what her job is. And so as Alicia, starts kind of poking around and stuff, she kind of notices something different about the kids, that there's something seems not right about this colony. It's very weird, and she starts kind of poking around and stuff, and then it clicks on her. She starts to recognize some of the children there. She starts having these flashbacks to seeing missing child flyers and stuff like that, and then it completely dawns on her. She notices this one little boy who used to look after her when she was really sick as a child, and she's like, how can this possibly be? You're still 12 years old. So then her fears are confirmed by. Then she finds out that these children are not just suffering from a skin disease, but they're child vampires. The thing with these children is they've been turned into vampires by adult vampire sinners. These adult vampire sinners are people that like to feed on children because their blood tastes better. So what these colonies are known as limbos, they take these children, they put them and they seclude them into the woods and kind of create their own society and keep them away from all the other vampires. And also this group of outlaws known as like the Executioner Angels or whatever they are, they go around to these limbos that are around the world, and they try to destroy these children because they're unholy people or unholy creatures and stuff. So so basically it's kind of a struggle with her, and now she's kind of caught up in this kind of love relationship, which is like a subplot and stuff. And now the children have to protect themselves and her from this group of outlaws that want to take out these children and stuff. So, but yeah, that's the main plot of the film. Now, my thoughts on this one. First off, we'll start with the setting of the film. I loved the setting of this film. It was set out in the woods, and it feels very secluded. It's shot mostly in nighttime and stuff, so it does actually have quite a bit of decent atmosphere and stuff to it. Really liked the setting. I thought it was just fantastic. Like I said, it actually truly felt like if you were to kind of run away from this colony, that you would be going nowhere. Like, that's how far out in the middle of nowhere you are. So I really like how they captured that. And like I said, the atmosphere is really good. Now, the tone of the film is interesting because the music, in my opinion, doesn't really quite fit as well as it probably should with the film. It's kind of got this emancipator kind of electronic, kind of soulful music going on in it. It's kind of a somber feel, but the film is played serious, but it does have comedic elements to it. So I find the music was kind of odd. It was an odd choice of music for the tone of the film, in my opinion. But I also thought the music in the end, in the third act, was really fantastic. I thought it was actually perfect for it. So, but yeah, the overall tone of the film is interesting. It's serious, but it has comedic elements. And the comedic elements aren't over the top or anything. They're actually quite well executed. There's some really interesting parts that they kind of throw into this film. And they bring on some new vampire, ideas and stuff like that. I thought was really cool, which I won't really get into. But as for the acting in the film, I think it was pretty good. I always have a hard time judging how well the acting is when you're watching a foreign film because it's subtitled, you're reading, and it's just harder to do. It's just harder to to review and rate the the acting, like I always say. But it seemed like it was pretty decent. But as a whole, the film was actually pretty cool. It wasn't mind-blowing, it wasn't bad or anything, but I did like the fact that they brought some new ideas into this. I like the whole idea of these limbos that exist all around the world. There's lots of these colonies and stuff that exist in the world, and it just houses children vampires. I really like that idea. I like how they're being, hunted by these executioner angels and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. But, my biggest flaws of the film is, I think, kind of the unnecessary subplot love story and stuff. It's got some really pretty comedic elements with that, like I said, but I just didn't feel it at all. I felt it was kind of corny and stuff. But as for the film, I really kind of like the structure of it though, because there's like a 90-year-old vampire that kind of heads all these children and stuff, and he's like the 90-year-old grandson of Count Dracula. It says real on the back. It's not giving anything away or anything, but I really do like that, and they kind of bring in how this whole idea of Bram Stoker outing their world and stuff, and how they hate him and stuff. I really enjoyed those elements. I thought that was fantastic. There's a really comedic, funny scene in this film where she's filming the children. She's asking them, what their favorite types of blood are and stuff. And I really liked the scene. That just their answers was really well done and stuff. But it's a slow burn. This is a very, very slow type burn film. It's got a lot of character development. It's just got a lot of things that are going on with the head mistress, the nurse, and stuff like that, and with Alicia and this love story that's going on and certain things. But it's got all that type of build up. But then the third act hits and it gets really kind of gnarly. It kind of explodes into some very kind of bloody and gory and over the top action that happens in the end of this film when they're defending their colony, their limbo. So I did really enjoy the end of this film, and I found the music was fitting quite well to it. It's just kind of like this real heavy hitting dubstep type, but it kind of worked for because it's a nice payoff because it's such a slow burn and you hit this and it's like nice. But yeah, overall I thought it was a decent watch. It wasn't mind blowing, it wasn't bad or anything. It's always nice to see these type of films, vampires and, zombie films that bring a little bit of new ideas to the subgenres. It's always a plus, so I will recommend it for those reasons alone. 6.5 out of 10 for me. Definitely not one of my favorite Artspoitation films, like, in my top ones, but it's definitely worth the watch. I do recommend Children of the Night. Definitely worth the watch, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to cover. I don't want to give anything away. Some of the scenes are actually pretty good. Like I said, the comedic elements aren't over the top. They're kind of subtle, but they're well done. Yeah, so yeah, I'll let you guys find out. Watch it for yourself. So that's going to do it for day 12, guys. See you in day 13. Peace out, homies. Baby, 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 baby.